Welcome everybody to another episode of Beers and Bourbon with Dick and Brett. I'm Dick.
And I'm Chicago Bears Brett.
Getting H.
Better represent over here.
Dicka. Fucking A, Brett.
Woo, woo.
Who's excited to be back?
This guy right here is really excited to be back and to bring you guys some more heat on that another episode of Dick and Brett.
Fuck, dude. I'm excited to be back too. I gotta say, we were just talking right now before we started filming, and we were saying we were jonesing because we missed a week. It's been, 2-3 months since we kind of missed a week.
Yeah.
Or haven't doubled up on an episode, so we're excited to be back. Both of us were a little under the weather. Life's getting crazy with kids back in school and sports and shit, but you know what? Podcast is like, it's like kids and family. Podcast is like right there.
That's right. I'm trying to tie one on and tie one off at the same time.
Fucking A. Well, we got a fucking solid lineup. What do we got, Brad, on the bourbon?
All right, so for the bourbon, we got a 17-year Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
Bottled in bond right there at a cool, comfortable 100 proof. And 17 years, pretty exciting to me, you know what I mean? This is Master's Keep, right?
Yeah.
So definitely one of those bottles that you're going to see out there that comes in a box. It's a beautiful thing. It's got some gold and some bronze and some in a nice little blue color. Kind of matches this label if you can see it here. But every time you look up there and you see Master's Keep, it's probably going to be something pretty hot. Pretty fire.
Yeah, well, they're all
not hot, fire.
Yeah, fire. Yeah. They're all unique though. I mean, so Masters Keeps typically once a year. They just came out Voyager this year, which is in rum cask. This was I want to say is 2020 bottle. It's fun thing about this one is it's the oldest
expression or
the oldest. Yeah, so there's a 17 year, but it's the old. It's like tied for the oldest age of the of the series, and it's the only bottle in bond.
Okay.
So it's pretty fucking important. We got this. This was another homie hookup. This came from fucking Clark Griswold. Shout out to Clark Griswold.
Once again, boy, bringing the heat.
Dude, he gave us some fire, man. So we have this bottle in our collection. It's in the box that Brett talked about. And he had his open, so he said, fuck it, can we snag that and do it on the podcast? I always like to use somebody else's bottle versus my own.
Yeah.
And then on the beer, we got, a Great Notion. So this, the quintessential two things about this. The last two episodes we've done, my daughters chose. So this is my youngest daughter, Ryan. She chose Seedless, which is our first sour. So this is the third beer chose by my kids. Next one will be Brett's kids. So I'll have two choices of his kids choosing the beer. But this is the first sour. So it's the end of Dick's family kind of trilogy, picking the beer, and it's the first sour we've done on the podcast.
Yeah, so there we go. So that's something brand new for you all, you know. I mean, you've probably seen a ton of hazy IPAs, double hazy IPAs, triple hazy IPAs, pale ales, and all those other things. Bam. Here we go. We're at a tart ale, or a sour, if you want to call it that.
Look at this can, dude.
Dragon fruit.
Look at the
watermelon. Obviously, always love Great Notion beers. So we've had this one in the fridge probably for I'd say quite a long time. And it's ready. I think it's ripe and ready to rip.
Dude, I like it. I like it. I will say, so I'm going to try on this podcast, I'm going to start counting the F-bombs that I use. So I've gotten some feedback from AA Ron, my dad, and my wife. They said, I think I talked about this, why do you talk like that? Why do you have to say that so often? So I've counted, I'm 2 in.
Okay, well I think I'm 2 or 3 in already too.
I'm not committing that I'm going to change it. I'm just going to commit that I'm aware of it and that I'm going to count them.
All right. I think we should get a ticker system on the side. Kind of like a swear jar, but for adults, you know? And every time we say that F word, it just gives us another mark and
look at the color.
See where we end up. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Look at I like that. On that. So this is a dragon fruit and strawberry sour. I'm pretty excited about this because we've been talking about sours for a while. And geez, I can already tell you it's going to be...
This is back to my roots. This is where I started getting into craft beer alone, was through sours. So I'm excited to try this. For sure.
Let's see what we
For
got.
sure.
Fish out.
Fish out, fish out.
Woo, yeah, it smells.
It smells tart for
Yeah.
sure.
Man, you know what I like is, I'm not a huge strawberry or watermelon. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, to me the dragon fruit is what I wanted to smell and taste, and I smell it.
That smells interesting. There's only one way to find out.
Oh, I was gonna say this effing guy. This guy.
See, we're holding back. We're holding back. Here we go.
All right. That's delicious.
Dang. Not even that tart.
I'm getting a little.
It's got tartness, but it's not like.
It's not
It
sour.
doesn't have that zing zing, you know,
Yeah, it's
that
like-
some of the sour beers have.
Yeah.
But like, you feel like you just put one of those not even Sour Patch Kids, but like atomic warheads. in
Warhead,
there.
yeah.
The warhead.
Where
in
it's
your
like
mouth or whatever.
your face all sucks
dries
up.
it up. You're all puckered.
That is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Refreshing. I get both. I get the watermelon. I get the dragon fruit. I know it's a sour. It hits on all those, but the finish is really smooth, refreshing. It makes me want to just keep drinking it, man.
You know what I think is kind of ironic is that we just spent like months hanging out in this garage drinking double IPAs when it was like 110 degrees in the garage. And the one time that it cools down finally, we're both wearing jeans and shit. We're drinking a sour, which is like the opposite of what you probably should be drinking in those environments, you know? When it's hot and nasty, you want to drink something cool and refreshing like this instead of something that's going to charge our brains to the core. But we're built different. So,
We go against the grain, man.
yeah, we like to drink until we sweat.
I'm already sweating. Even it's a little humid in here, but that's an interesting point, Brad. I didn't even think about that. All we pretty much drank is pale ales, hazy. I mean, honestly, we're drinking what we like to drink, and we like sours, but we have a couple in the fridge we just hadn't got to them. We got 11% Great Notion. I forget the name of it. It's like double stack or something like that. It's like a maple syrup stout. We're gonna get into that when it gets cold.
I think when it gets really cold, that's when the stouts come in. So
Hell
you're
yeah.
like around Christmas time,
Yeah.
January, right? And now you're drinking those darker beers and the heavier beers that
We'll be in sweatshirts again.
yeah,
beanies
bourbon
and shit.
infused
Yeah.
beers and like some really cool stuff. So I'm gonna try to get my hands on some of the older brewery beers because I got some friends that collect that stuff. So
This one, I've been saving this. This is funny you brought that up. So this is a 2015 Pukachev Cobra Hanger 24. That's 13.5%.
yeah, those are
Bourbon
the
barrel
ones.
aged.
Yeah.
But I have one. It's 19%. It's a 2013 bottle.
Those are the ones you drink like this much of and you're already buzzing.
We're
You
gonna
know what
have
I mean?
we're gonna have to have a guest on the episode because
Yeah,
if
we
we
might.
crush that whole thing, and that's the problem. Once you pop those, you can't put the cork back in.
No,
That's
they're
it.
pretty much finished. That's why like those ones you do have to share with people. You know, like a couple of those brewery ones from the brewery in Anaheim. I mean, they're big beers and they're bangers. They're absolute alcohol by volume,
Yeah.
like crazy. And you pour them, you know, and
Most of them are what, 750 milliliters at least?
yeah,
Like
and then
wine bottle?
Yeah, and then you share them with friends, and man, you can't even drink that much of them. They're so good, but they get you wickedly crunk.
I agree. It's a shareable beer, and that's what's cool. Like, think about it. Those are not the ones you just buy and crack.
No.
Like, I've had that for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, you have the ones you have that have been cellaring, they've been sitting there. Like, those are the kind of, like, exciting ones, like the big celebration beers.
Yeah, I just like it when there's just like a group of 3 or 4 dudes or whatever, chicks that they're into that kind of thing. I've yet to see a lot of girls that are into those type of beers, at least the bourbon aged ones.
Yeah, it's rare.
But, you know, you get 4 glasses on, you split one beer between everybody, and then you can really talk about it. And that kind of reflects back to like what we kind of do with these, you know, with these canned beers.
Community.
Yeah, absolutely. So
That's some of
Good
my
times.
that's some of my most favorite moments in life. We've talked about it. Whether it's here, it could be at a casino, it could be at someone's river house, it could be just sitting in the backyard somewhere. I don't give a shit where it is, but everyone is around, has a commonality, You start shooting the shit. You start talking about different stories and
Yeah.
things. Like that community environment is, to me, honestly, one of the most important things about alcohol. Everyone's like, oh, you just drink to get drunk. Yeah, I get there sometimes, but that's not the goal. The goal is like it's more of a social thing.
Yeah, you open up, you start telling, stories you might not tell in a normal circle, and then all of a sudden things are just a lot more attractive, in the area. So
Yeah, people included.
yeah, people included sometimes,
We put on our beer goggles. We'll have to. That'd be cool if we could have some sort of attachment to the camera, and as we drink, we get better looking. It's like a beer goggle version.
All right, so we're gonna work on some gadgets and gidgets. Now, I cannot promise those will ever hit the screen, but we might take a look at some at some point.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Brett? We were talking about before here. I haven't seen this motherfucker.
No.
There it is. There's number 3. I haven't seen this guy, and it's been a while, man.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
Got sick, just like you did. Kids got really busy. Everything's starting for sports. I've been trying to work a little bit harder to make some more money so that I could afford some more bourbon and obviously some other things that we have planned coming up. And then I hit Havasu for Labor Day weekend. That was fun. Relax in the pool, no boating, nothing like that. Just a solid 3 days in the sun, 1 day in the rain. And then spent like 9 hours yesterday driving home. So that was not fun at all. But what can you do?
That's the gamble. That's the gamble of going to Vegas here on a big weekend, or going, anywhere on the 15 north or the 40 or the 95 going towards Arizona. It's a gamble.
Yeah, there's 2 ways back.
That's it. And they're both
they're both
fucked. Damn it. Hey, so Brett talked about, I hope you guys are following our IG. I hope that you've been checking out like some of our most recent additions. I figure I would just kind of want to throw some shit out there and just, let you know we're not playing around.
Yeah, I mean, you see this stuff posted on your local bourbon community pages and things like that, and every year you wonder to yourself, are they going to put this stuff out, right?
It's real.
It is real. You can go get it. It's hard to find, but
real.
You can get it. And
I would hope somebody would comment and tell us what you want us to try next. So here's another foolproof pick. 2, what are these? One's a 107 pick, one's not. Have we done the rye? I think we did the rye.
We did the rye, yeah.
We did the rye versus the single barrel.
Yeah. The rye, you know what? I was really surprised that this year it seems like they're releasing a lot more of the rye.
Most shops got it where I don't remember shops getting it last year. Here's the interesting thing about the rye, and I'll make this kind of short and sweet because I don't want to dominate talking about the rye. But when I first started buying bourbon, I was telling Brett this story, I don't know, maybe a month ago. Our local shop used to have it on the shelves. It was small batch and it was rye, but I didn't know. I didn't know the difference between the two. Cause like they're all in canisters, right? It's fucking idiot. There's another one. There's 6.
And the same color, kind of.
Yeah. So I thought I pulled a fast one on them. They were some were 69, some were 49. This tells you how long ago it was. Right now the regular small batch 69 is a deal. It's 80.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking. I'm like, oh, they must have misstickered it. So I thought I was buying the rye, but I was really buying the small batch. I put it up there and they scanned it. Boop. It was like 49. I'm thinking like, yeah, I pulled the fast one.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I bought the small batch instead of the rye. 2 years later, I decided I want to get into the rye. Now it's $1.99, $2.99. There was stacks of them.
I couldn't find them ever, and then out of nowhere, one shop had it way up tall on the right side corner, and I was like, how much you want for that? And they were like, $200. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if that's a good, was it 200 or 300?
I think it was 300.
I think it was 300 bucks.
$2.99.
$2.99, and I was like considering buying it, and I'm happy that I didn't because I feel like I can get it for $100, $150 now, maybe.
Okay, so it depends. So Clark Griswold hooked me up at a place. It's called Upside Down Liquor Store. I think it's called Speedway Liquor Store in Fort Mojave, Arizona, on the way to Laughlin. $99. I bought it here for $120, $150. I've even bought my first one. I think it was $2.99. So you're right. They're releasing more. I think they released a lot more Buffalo Trace this year. Maybe, I don't know if they're planning on the new distillery is going to backfill some stuff, even though it's got to age a while. They dropped a bunch of Elmer.
It seems like a lot of places are getting the things that we waited a few years without knowing when we were going to get some of that stuff. And that could have been the distribution change.
Yeah,
RDC it could be the size of the size of Buffalo Trace and all the new stuff that they're doing. I'm hoping that they, maybe they're going to dish out some of the stuff that we've all been itching for many years.
Like Elmer store picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock Hill picks.
Start doing some Rock Hill picks, some Elmer picks, some...
I heard, so I saw Bland's Gold store picks are coming this year. I've heard Elmer's are coming back. Stag store picks are flying off the shelves. Everyone's got one, so think about that. That juice is probably 8 to 10 years old, so I think they had a bunch of barrels just waiting to get mature, and all of a sudden now they're like, cool, store pick, store pick, store pick. Like, I think 2 or 3 years ago, it was like, the thought of, hey, there's going to be a store pick. Who's going to have the first one?
Yeah.
Now even Joe Schmo's drops like, oh, we got our stag pick. Like, what?
Hey, well, that just goes to show they're going to do blends. Gold picks, they're going to do stuff like that.
I'm telling you right now,
there's...
Okay, so Hancock used to make store picks.
Yeah.
And it came in a velvet bag like Bland's, and it said Hancock and Gold. That was like in the 90s. Would love to have one of those. And then Rock Hill had one that had this gold chain.
Medallion, right? The medallion piece on it? Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah.
Like, and the bottle's different. It's more vintage. Bring that stuff back.
Yeah.
We want it.
Do that at least for a little while, and then so we get a couple more on the shelves, and then start doing something even bigger, Who knows?
I mean, I'm waiting for a Bland's B-Tech.
Yeah.
Or like a Elmer B-Tech.
Elmer B-Tech, Bland's B-Tech.
Let's get into it, man. Pour it up.
Okay, here we go.
Don't go crazy. It's Clark's bottle, but let's get into it. Sorry, Clark. You
Always,
left it here with us.
Yep. He's always giving it to the heavy hand over here. Actually, it's probably not the heavy hand.
I don't know. He usually pours pretty good pours. So Brett already told us he doesn't like the pressure of things. So that's why I always try to like push him to do things differently now, because then I can see him get all squirmy about it.
Is that too heavy of a pour? What do you think?
I think it's all good.
That looks like what a 17-year Wild Turkey Masters Keep should look like, I think.
Wild Turkey. I mean, you know what? Jimmy and Eddie Russell, over 110 years combined distilling history. Dad and son, father and son, and then the Eddie's son now is in the distillery. Can you imagine that? Your dad's in his 90s, you're in like your 60s, and you guys have both been in the distillery together for 45, 50 years?
The nose on this one's fantastic.
Stop
it's something about the subtle 17 years in this nose that I really, really enjoy, because it's not too crazy, but it's like this soft, but it's thick.
Like syrup.
Yeah, it's like you get like, when you're breathing it in, it's like the air is just a bit thicker coming off of that glass than usual.
Look at the lids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
There's something going on where it's just got like a syrupy juice to it. Like you can smell it. There's the slightest little bit of nose burn, but everything else just says this is going to be something fun,
Yeah, if I inhale it long enough, I get a little tingle in my nose, but it smells soft and beautiful.
Yeah, it just smells luxurious.
And it smells like turkey.
It definitely smells like turkey.
You ready?
Yeah,
Cheers,
absolutely.
brother. Thanks, Clarky.
Thanks, Clark.
It's everything I wanted it to be and more. Again, nice little Kentucky hug too for a bottle of Bond.
Yeah, it's batch number 0001.
Yeah.
What? Come on, bro. Clarky, where'd you get this bottle from, man?
I actually bought it for him.
That is wild.
Here's the crazy thing. So I'm looking at what these go for on like Fruit Bat or, because you can't find them, right?
Yeah.
Like to find it on a shelf is going to be unheard of. Secondary or third market, Fruit Bat has everything. Even if you Google it, they're going for like $700 to $1,000.
I mean,
Guess how much I got mine in his bottle for?
I don't know, but if I had to guess, I'd say much less than that.
$179.
That's a great deal, right there.
$179 for a 17-year. I bought one, hit up the homie, was like, hey, can I get another one? He's like, come down now. They're going quick. Yeah, like 2 cases.
Yeah.
Boom, gone. I got it.
That's crazy, though, just to see batch 1 of this one.
Yeah.
And then it's so subtle. That 100 proof bottle and bond makes this thing such a nice sipper. Like, this is something you would want to just... You'd want to add to, like, if you're going to do, like, a taster of a few different really nice bourbons, I think this one would fit in there just perfectly.
I agree. If you're going to... Because I would consider this, like, top shelf turkey.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So if you think about if you're going to put in, like, a George... I'm not saying it's a B-Tech, so don't crucify me. But what I'm saying is, if I was going to put together a dope lineup and I was going to go, like... Probably George C. Stagg, maybe like CYPB, Weller, single barrel type thing. I would put this in the mix with all those for sure.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's old.
I just love how subtle it is. I love how the pour represents something that not every bourbon drinker that drinks high-end bourbon is gonna hate. And then not everything that a low-end bourbon drinker isn't going to go, like, it's going to blow their mind, right? Yeah. They're going to be like, wow, that's 10 times smoother than what I drink, right? And then the upper echelon of drinkers of bourbon and that drink all the high-proof stuff and the B-Tax and all that, they're going to drink that and they're going to enjoy it because they're getting all that good flavor, profile, everything knows, all that consistency, but in a mellower version where it's just like enjoyable. Because sometimes when you're drinking that high stuff, like, it can be enjoyable, but it's also a little harsh. Because you love the harshness, you know?
Well, when you drink barrel proof, you expect the Kentucky hug. You know you're going to get that really, like, you talk about in the back of your teeth, kind of like the syrupy flavor.
The tingling.
Honestly, we just did stogies on the last episode. I think this would go really nice with a stogie in winter, man.
This
is... I agree. This is like...
A nice stogie, though. Like a real high-end stogie.
Yeah, like a $40, $50, like a...
Like an Opus.
It's like something that I don't buy.
Or something like that, yeah. Something that you're going to pick up from a guy that has only one box in the back, you know, and he's hooking it up, so...
Yeah. And it doesn't even come
I could imagine that. That would be a nice kicker to one of these.
Now, I agree with what you said because as I drink it, I'm still getting this nice, like, pillowy caramel, like a little bit of sweetness on it, but it hits me with way more. We say this all the time. Like, Bottle and Bond, I feel like... So, if you don't know, Bottle and Bond is considered the highest, right? So, it's a federally bonded warehouse. I mean, it's the highest quality of bourbon stamped by the federal government, right? But I think it gets shit on because of the proof. You know, just like you have like hop heads and beer, you have proof heads, and we're probably on that borderline where it's like,
absolutely.
I only drink barrel proof. I only drink the real shit. Put hair in your chest. But when you get something like this, throw the proof out the window.
Yeah.
Throw the Bottle and Bond to me tells me the quality of that it's there, and I would expect it from Wild Turkey. But I think the way you said it was so perfect is where I'm not rushing through it. I continue to taste the flavor.
Yeah, it just holds.
It just holds really nice. Yeah. It's almost like a good dessert. Where it's like you can just still taste that lingering chocolate or whatever, right? From a dessert where you're like, man, I don't need to have 15 different bites of it because that 2 bites that I had are keeping me content. I want more. It's there, but I want to savor it.
I think kind of what I'm picking up off of that is like, let's say you eat a really good steak, right? A filet mignon, buttered mashed potatoes, some seriously great seasoned asparagus sticks, and then they bring you a dessert, but the dessert is like kind of ruins the plate that you just ate, right? Kills everything, right? This one I think would complement it.
Yeah, I don't
know. Like, I don't think that if I ate a really good meal and I had this afterwards, I would be upset that I drank.
I think it would accentuate it.
I think it would, heighten the whole experience by itself. So that shows the quality of what Turkey is doing in this bottle.
There's a reason. Okay, so the new one sounds intriguing. The Voyage or whatever, Voyager. because it's in rum cast, so you're gonna have that sweetness.
I love rum, so
you're gonna have a completely complex. They're calling it like Caribbean flavor, like a real tropical kind of like, you know,
kind of like the Jefferson's Ocean.
Yeah, that or the Bell Mead and the fucking cognac cast, where it's like sweet, smoky. It's like all this.
I'll tell you what, the first time he ever broke out the Bell Mead cognac, and he was like, I don't know if they make this anymore or whatever. And he poured me a glass. I was like, that's pretty damn good. And I hunted the whole world around me. And I found one shop that had one in the back, and I bought it. I didn't care. I didn't even ask.
He didn't believe me when I told him I wasn't make it anymore.
And then sitting in my drawer, and one day I'm going to crack that thing open. We're going to drink the whole bottle one night.
It's so good. It's so good. I had a little mini bottle of it, and we're at Gabe's house down the street, and he's like, hey, you know, he doesn't really like bourbon and stuff. And it's so smooth because that cognac, but it's still, for a bourbon drinker, it still gives you what you want. It was a little $3.75. We crushed it in one day, which is not like a lot, but I mean, it's so good. But
yeah, this has like a little brown sugar, little toffee, little vanilla, you know, all the sweet notes to it, but yet it holds so strong, you know.
So I get, right off the tongue, I get a little bit of that barrel. I get a little bit of that kind of heat right on my tongue.
Like spice,
a little spice. And then eventually it just slowly goes away. And I get what you're talking about. I get a little bit of vanilla. I almost get like a, when you say toffee, I almost think of like a peanut brittle type thing. It doesn't have the peanut butter, but like that, like very, what do you describe? How do I describe that? It's like a thickness, like it coats over my tongue.
It's one of those little chocolate bars with the orange, not the Butterfinger, but
with the orange in it.
No,
like a Milky Way.
No. Damn it! Why do I think of things and then not remember the names of them?
I don't know.
It's a flat chocolate bar, and it has the like hardened caramel / toffee in the middle. No.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
I was just at Ghirardelli and they have the chocolate with the caramel on its bomb.
Yeah.
And they have
Ghirardelli chocolate salted caramel. I keep those in my freezer.
So fire.
Yeah, every night before I go to bed, I take one of those Ghirardelli squares and I eat them.
Dude, you know what's dope about Ghirardelli squares? I didn't know they had a brewery in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, San Francisco brewery. So so Brett was at the river. I was with my family in San Francisco this weekend, and I went to Ghirardelli Square, which like we always do. And we went to this we went in the middle of all the buildings. Usually we go up to the corner, we go in the little gift shop, they give, they hand you out free samples, whatever, right? Well, we went inside and they had a band playing, they have the brewery downstairs, they had the whole chocolate experience. We got like this fudge brownie sundae thing, and I had bananas, and then I went and got a beer, I snuck it out, and I was drinking my beer over there, had a little hazy and shit. But it's like, holy shit, this area, I would love to spend time and just chill. But yeah, I got the salted caramel.
Yeah. Did you guys do the Fisherman's Wharf thing and get like
went to Pier 39? I almost got the crab. I was gonna get a freaking crab. We went to Bowden's.
Did you get the clam chowder?
No, I got the chili and the bread bowl.
Okay.
That's
equal. That's
what we go with.
Say, yeah.
They have the best grilled cheese there.
Yeah.
They got apparently their sourdough yeast starter's been around since 1780. It came over from Europe and shit. But I was going to do the big-ass crab in Pier 39. I didn't go back. I was like, I can't eat all this by myself, but I've always wanted to do that where they just dump it,
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we had Bowden's for dinner. We had Ghirardelli. We had dessert before dinner. We were on vacation. We said F it.
I always do the clam chowder. But
yeah?
And then, those little bread things.
The bread bowls.
Yeah, the little bread bowls.
Well, and they make turtles. They make all these characters and stuff. But the bread bowl, you tear it off, and then at the end, it's like, you don't even have to dip it. You just open it and just eat it.
Yeah.
It's fire. Anyways, we'll get back to the bourbon. So, I have to say, this bottle's fire. I'm going to stamp it fire. Fire! I'm definitely going to say this is fire.
Yeah.
The scary part about this bottle is, like you said, this would be something that I would let's just say we had friends or family in town. they like bourbon, but they just kind of drink base bourbon and like, hey, you know what? We're going to have a little top shelf party or like a 40th birthday, 50th birthday. I'm going to bring this bottle out. I'm going to have a nice fine stogie, like you said. Hey, I got one box. Only special people. We come in the back. I'm pouring little bits of this, and we're gonna drink it all.
Yeah, this is for Gramps and Grams and uncles and aunts.
That are gonna appreciate it.
Yeah, they're gonna go. You know what? And they're sitting back, and they're not gonna take a shot of it and totally ruin your entire night. I've seen that one before. So if you do have uncles or aunts that do that, just skip them, and they'll stare at you, and they'll probably look at you like you're weird and wonder why you hate them, and then you can explain to them later why. Because you knew they were gonna shoot this shit. And you're like,
in Dick and Brett's circle, bro, you get one shot.
Chance, yeah.
One shot, one kill. What's the deal? You're in the circle or you're out. That's it.
It's like an Eminem song. You only got one shot. You know what I mean? Like just sip the goddamn bourbon, okay?
Yeah,
we can enjoy it.
We got a buddy that his wife. I think I probably told the story if I didn't. I brought over, everyone was like, yeah, bring, oh, you got bourbon, bring your bourbon over. So I was like, cool. So I brought Special Reserve, 107 and 12. Special Reserve, everyone's like, people say it's too spicy, which is weird because it's not. But I guess if you don't drink it, it's weeded, so it doesn't make sense. But anyways, I'll digress. So they're like, oh, it's spicy. They try the 107, they're like, oh, it's too hot, right? Because it is. The
107's got... That's what everyone likes about it, is that it has that antique bourbon feel.
It's got that great.
I pulled up to a bar in the middle of the country and asked for a shot of bourbon. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'm on Texarkana.
Yeah.
And then I get to the 12, right? And so this lady's like, boom. And I'm like,
oh no.
Like it was like a pour like we had, like a 2-ounce pour.
Do it.
And I'm like,
yeah.
She got to go, coach. That's a red card.
Yeah.
She's out. And she got cut out for, probably 6-8 months. And then I brought her back in the game and I said, look, don't shoot it. Mm-hmm. You want to shoot some? We got Fireball from a freaking bundle.
We got mini Jack Daniels. We got Fireball. We got Wheatley.
We got stuff in bundles, baby. You can have it all.
Stuff. I mean, hell, there's even bottles down there that we'll probably never ever drink again. You want to shoot that? Go right ahead.
Dude, put it in the beer bong. I don't care. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
And so, hey, I'm not giving a shout out to those people that shoot good bourbon. You want to shoot bad bourbon? All day.
Yeah.
Just shoot whiskey.
If you're shooting, it's because you want to get drunk. If you're sipping, it's because you want to enjoy what's in front of you.
I'm not saying I don't want to get drunk a lot, but that's
you can sip a bunch of glasses of bourbon.
We have.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. But you don't got to put it in your belly so fast you can't taste it, so fast you can't enjoy it, so fast that people there's zero appreciation to shooting liquor.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Sip it.
I'm at the end, man. I don't want to.
Me too. You ready to finish it or no? Do you not want to finish it?
I don't, but I do. I go back to what we originally said. That bottle and bond. So most bourbon to me, as it gets older, you get more barrel, and I don't want to say you get less flavor, but like I feel like the younger bourbon is, the more flavor you get, and typically it can be a little hotter, right? You get a little bit of char out of the barrel, and as it gets older, you get kind of more maturity. But this thing for 17 years extracted some spicy characters from the barrel, but kept what I would consider the sweetness and that kind of dryness from the batch. But I agree, it drinks so elevated.
I want to say it's just an ode to the progression of bourbon over time. Because if you go back 5 to 10 years and you're drinking anything that's presented to you that's older, it's going to be oaky. It's going to be char filled. You're going to get a lot of that barrel. Some of the new ones that we've been drinking that are 17 and 18 years are so great, right? You have this one, obviously, in front of you. We have the Knob 18.
Yeah.
That just was a candied crazy bomb.
That's true.
Right? You have what they're doing now to these older bourbons is they are making them so well balanced that you're not only getting all that yummy oak and barrel and all the things that you're going to see from so many years being in a barrel, but you're getting all the other stuff too. And how they're doing it, I don't know.
I don't know, but that's what we want. Like, that's kind of been my fear with, like, the Elijah Craig 23. You know I love the 18.
Yeah.
But the 23, everyone's like, oh, it's just an oak bomb. Like, I don't want just an oak bomb.
Yeah.
The 18 is good. We get oak from this. We got oak from the knob. But what you talk about, that candy coating, the sweet, the kind of, like, soft creaminess. I want it to be a complex flavor.
Yeah,
just
the full package.
Yeah, because that's why I drink bourbon. If I want just a single note of something, I'm going to drink scotch.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to get is peaty and smoke.
Peated, yeah.
That's it. So
maybe it gets lighter.
It's a single flavor, man.
Yeah.
Single malt, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I want this shit to go up and down.
I want
and around
complexity.
The corner. Yeah.
All of that. Consistency, complexity, mouthfeel.
Yeah. I think this hits
right
on all
amount
of them.
Kentucky hug, long lasting, all the goodies.
Refreshing, as weird as that sounds from bourbon, it makes you want to come back for more, clears your palate. Mm-hmm. I think this is a solid lineup.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed what we brought you today. That's for damn sure.
I like that we went with the sour, man.
The sour was money. It's been a long time since I've had a sour, and give or take, that just means I'm gonna have some more sours lately. So
we're gonna go sours and we're gonna go stout.
Yeah.
Shout out to Clark Griswold. Shout out to my youngest daughter Ryan. Let's go.
That's right. Shout out to Jazz and Fruit Bat.
Yeah, all of them. I wish we had sponsors we could start plugging and shit. We were making money. Let's go.
Shout out to Danny.
Dude, Danny from Rockies has been the biggest
lover of our show. So much love to you.
Yep.
Shout out to Dick's Bourbon collection. Shout out to Dick's daughters for picking the beer.
Well, you know what's up next? That means Brett's daughters get to pick the next two beers.
That's right. So I'm gonna have to bring them over with me for a few minutes, have them select a few beers to get the lineup going, and then return them back to their dungeon.
Well, but there's going to be a whole new lineup of beers. So we had a bunch of stuff stacked up, and honestly, we started drinking it. I started drinking it because I was like, it's getting old. Like, you can't have this refreshing, crisp, double hazy that's been 3 months old. Like, it's not going to be the same. We want to drink it in its prime state. So now it's time to restock, refresh.
So we'll be back. We'll be back at El Cerrito. We'll be back at Danny's shop.
Yep.
And putting some more beers on the shelf that we can share with you guys. I think we got a lot of bourbon to get through.
Can I put two bourbons out here and you pick the next one, Brett?
Sure. Let's do it right now. I'm feeling spicy.
Okay. All right. There's number one. Jesus.
I'm gonna just take this one right off of the viewage, and wow, he's bold, is he not?
Hold on, I'm not done.
Oh, you said two.
Did I say two?
You did, but you can go three if you want.
No, we're good with that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we'll go two.
Okay.
All right.
So right in front of us here, you put the selection in front of me. We got a Weller single barrel.
Yeah.
Bright orange. My favorite color in the whole world.
Burn orange.
Burn orange. And then we got the Hardin's Creek Claremont.
We got one of the three. So there's Boston, Claremont, Frankfurt. Frankfurt just got released. This was the second release, 17-year. We got the Hardin's Creek 15, 16-year blend. Okay. We're going to drink them both. So
what are we going to do? Am I just choosing which one we're doing first, or am I going in order, or
which one is going to be on the next episode?
Well, if I have anything to say about it, I think we go Weller single barrel next episode.
Easy choice.
Okay? So that's just because I don't think you can go wrong with that one. And I mean, I'm doubting we're gonna go wrong with anything from Hardin's Creek that they're putting out this point in time. Honestly, we're probably gonna rave review this one once it comes to the episode, and that could very much closely follow this one. So there's just a little preview of what we're doing in the future, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Hey, I miss this guy, man. It's been a while.
I miss this guy. I miss you guys.
Yeah.
Go out there, watch the full episodes. So put apart 30, 40, sometimes 50 minutes and watch us all the way through, because you're missing a lot of good content if you're only watching the first 10 or 15 minutes of the show. Watch the whole thing, And, you can always comment later like, hey, I watched all 40 minutes or 53 minutes or 32 minutes or whatever it might be. And this, that, or the other, this is what I want you to change if you want me to continue watching it for that amount of time.
Yeah, get aggressive. Tell us if it sucks. Tell us what you changed. Tell us what you want to see.
And I know I've gotten a lot of comments where we're going to do stories and rants and all kinds of things. They want to see all kinds of fun stuff. And we're doing our best to keep bringing that. We want to bring the energy for you guys. But ideas will help us pour those into the next couple of episodes.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
Anything you can do to help us out, let us know. We appreciate everyone. And on that note,
Dick and Brett,
we out.
out.
Out.